Hi guys, in this video I'm gonna be discussing with you the subject matter of the poem Enterprise, and that is written by Nissim Esgil. So in short we are going to see what's there in the poem, what is the subject matter of the poem. So let's start the video. What's the meaning of enterprise according to you? The meaning of enterprise is a new plan, project, or a business. Okay, so in this poem, also, we will see a plan is made by people and what happens after planning for something. Okay, so let's start this video. So, we will see how this poem has been. So, first of all, see the introduction. Enterprise is one of the finest and most popular poems of Nissim Esgil. It was published in 1960 in his collection of poem The Unfinished Man. Okay, so published in 1960 and it is a part of a collection of poem that is The Unfinished Man. In this poem, the poet describes a pilgrimage undertaken by a group of people moved by high hopes and noble aspirations. Okay, so in this poem, we see that pilgrimage is undertaken by a group of people. Pilgrimage is a place of worship. Okay, so few people, a group of people, they planned to go to pilgrimage and they moved by high hopes and noble aspirations. They had high hopes and noble aspirations. They wanted to achieve something spiritually. So they undertook this I would say expedition, or they wanted to go for that purpose, they wanted to go to pilgrimage. However, the journey ends in failure and frustration, as is usually case with many human attempts at some noble achievement. Okay, so whenever we want to do or want to achieve something noble, many problems come in our life, and it leads to failure and frustration, and it is a usual case according to the poet. So this is what happened to this group of people also. So this is the introduction. Now we will see what kind of things happened to them, what all the pilgrims had been throughout their journey, how they had been, what kind of experience they had, we will see through some points. Okay, so high spirited pilgrims. So initially they were high spirited. The pilgrims are high in spirit and are not afraid of any danger and difficulty. So they were constantly facing danger and difficulty, but they were not afraid of all these things. All burdens seem to them very light. The hot sun reduces the heat of their hopes and aspirations. So now we see that many challenges were coming, many problems were coming, and natural problems were also coming, like a scorching heat was there of sun, and it was not at all I would say welcoming to them, and it was making their journey, I mean to say the sun or the scorching heat of sun was being hostile to them, problematic to them. However, they faced all the storms bravely for some time. So they were facing all the challenges for some time. They observe things closely and take exhaustive notes. They were observing all the things closely, whatever was happening during their journey, and they were having these kind of exhaustive notes. Exhaustive notes, that means these kind of exhaustive experiences when they were somewhere becoming tired of facing all these things. They record the goods being sold and bought by peasants. So they saw that goods were being sold, items were being sold, and these were bought by peasants who grow crops. They observe the ways of serpents and goats who carry snakes, and they were watching, they were observing goats. They travel through the three cities where a learned sage had taught but do not learn much from his teachings. So they had been to three cities during their pilgrimage, and they came across a learned sage who had taught them something, but they were not able to learn anything from his teachings. Okay, so these kind of experiences are there initially. They look uh, high spirited to all the readers who are reading this poem, who are understanding this poem, but gradually we will see that how they lost their hopes, their singleness of purpose, and what kind of challenges came in their life, in their during their experience to go to pilgrimage. Let's see. Okay, so next we will see what kind of challenges came in their life. Okay, challenges in journey. Now, the pilgrims lose their idealism and singleness of purpose. Singleness of purpose, why did I write this? Because they were having a purpose in their life, or while making this plan to go to pilgrimage, and they were having ideology to go there, but soon they lost all these things. Differences of opinion crop up even over trivial matters. For small matters, they started to have differences of opinion, and they were angry with each other. They were having fights with each other. One of the pilgrims, a prose stylist, leaves the group angrily, and this is what is the result of their problems. And one of the group members, he left the group angrily. Other lose heart in the face of difficulties and stop their advance. Okay, so the other one who stopped his journey because he was he could not have that difficult this kind of rough patch, and he stopped his journey there only. They forget their failures are the stepping stone to success, and this is the crux of this poem, that we should learn something even from our failures, and failures are nothing but these are stepping stone to success. But they couldn't understand. The pilgrims are a dejected lot, and they were a group of now people of, or we can say, hopeless people. Okay, they were not having any hope during their journey now, after seeing these kind of problems in their journey. They are tired in body and broken spirit in spirit. They are dirty because they are deprived of common needs like soap, and they're they were totally shattered because they were tired in their body, and they were broken in their spirit, and they were somewhere deprived of their common needs like soap. So they were physically and mentally exhausted. Okay, now let's see what has happened in the ending of their journey, or we can say in the ending of the poem. Okay, so ending of journey. At the end of the journey, the pilgrims do not remember the aim of their enterprise. So what for they planned, they wanted to achieve, they completely forgot the aim of their enterprise of their plan. Their faces are darkened, and the pilgrimage has been an exercise in futility. Okay, so this exercise of planning, moving, and to reach to the pilgrimage was a complete futile effort, and their faces ultimately were darkened when they reached to the pilgrimage. They realize now that their deeds have been neither great nor rare. Okay, and now realization is there in them that their effort is neither great nor rare. That means it is undertaken by many people, so it is not at all a great one nor a rare one. Then Eskill puts the moral of the poem in a very cryptic sentence, in a very secretive kind of sentence, when we can sense what he wants to say through this sentence in the ending of the poem. And he says, home is where we have to gather grace, and we should maintain the grace when we are at our home. We must accept the limitation of our lot. Okay, so we should understand what are the limitations of the people of our family and our community, our society. Home is the place where we pray to God and receive His mercy and favor towards us. So, this is what, for that they were going to pilgrimage. They were having noble aspirations. They wanted to achieve something good in their life. They wanted to seek the mercy of God, and somewhere they lost everything and they were completely exhausted, and overall it was a futile effort for them. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you have understood what is the subject matter of this poem, Enterprise. If you have liked this video, do hit the like button, share it with your friends, and if you're new to this channel, do subscribe it. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye bye.